Hi everyone, this is Tara Peschel. My video on the problem assignment. I chose pre-calculus because for a lot of students, when they get into pre-calculus, up until now math was kind of easy for them, and pre-calc we go so much faster and we cover so much more, and some of them kind of hit like a math brick wall, and for the first time they struggle with math. I've had a lot of girls with a lot of tears. And so finding better ways to help them make that transition, learning how to become better mathematicians, because they've never really had to deal with that before. I selected the section that deals with building mathematical models. And the objective is to build and analyze functions. Basically, they're story problems. Students have struggled with this section since forever. The section incorporates many different kinds of problems, and I wanted to use this section to really stress the problem-solving process and try to get them to, think outside of the box a little bit. Some of the problems are like classic problems like mixtures, upstream, downstream, work problems. And those problems they've done before in Alg 1 and Alg 2, but might not have actually understood them and really understood how the process worked to solve them. Also, they incorporate some other types, including relating areas under curves, finding distances, using Pythagorean theorem, and things like that. In the past, when I've done this section, I've just done where there's the notes. We do these 3 problems together and I turn them loose on an assignment. And so instead of me doing the notes, I want them to work through these together in a problem-solving type, like a Polya type situation. So I took that lesson and I created a new lesson from it. So I would introduce this section probably with some humor, because kids really don't like story problems, and talking about, nobody likes story problems, but what kind of math do you encounter in life? Life doesn't come with a number 1, find X. It's a story problem. So maybe questioning them, how do you know where to start? How do you know what to use? Because they all have those insecurities about story problems. So I would hand out this first problem. Instead of having it on another slide, I would have this on a single sheet of paper. My kids are in groups of 4. Their desks are in groups. And so handing out this first problem, I would like to give them a few minutes to read it on their own, maybe form a few thoughts. And then before we even start the problem, I want them to actually write out the answers. And I wouldn't have these questions on there. I would read them to them, but just to have them take a few minutes and think about, what is the problem actually asking you to find? Write it down. What do you know about the problem? What don't you know about the problem? What initially thinking, what could you use to find the answer? And then once they write those answers out, have them share in their groups with each other. And then we can share as a whole group and see what common things came out, and then maybe brainstorm those that maybe didn't think of something. I would then give them time in their groups to try and answer the question, to find an equation to express the distance. Then again, come back as a whole group. What did you come up with? See if any groups were different, what they were the same, any questions, any confusion, clarifying. Then once we've agreed on that, then I would show them these further questions to use that formula they came up to answer those questions in their groups. After that, gives them some time to do that, come back again, answer those questions together, make sure everybody's understanding. Maybe take a minute to reflect on what worked, what didn't work, and then move on to the second question. So I'd give them another blank piece of paper, or excuse me, a single sheet with just this problem on it. And I would include the questions there this time. And completely in their groups, have them read the problem and answer the prompts again. This time they're doing it again on their own without me reading to them. And then when they're done, sharing in their groups, what do we know, what don't we know, what is it we're looking to find, what could we possibly use, and have them brainstorm the area. And then come back as a whole class and share, did we all come up with the same thing? Did we come up with different things? What's gonna work, what doesn't work? And then once again, give them some extra questions to now use with the function they found. After that, I would hand out the third problem as a homework problem for them to take and work on their own and see what they could come up with. When they come in the next day, we give them a few minutes to share in their groups what they come up with, and then share as a group. And then I would use that second class day to give them the assignment, and they can use the class time to work together on the assignment, working on the different story problems. Thank you.